Hello and welcome to another episode of the Sharp Talk Podcast. I'm Tom, aka Tom Hosting Outdoors on YouTube and Instagram. I'm joined by my co-host Gerald, who is Outpost 76 on YouTube and Instagram, and Jake, who is Bearded Gear on YouTube and at bearded_gear on Instagram. We're missing Alex. Alex is having some power issues in the great state of California. So whenever his power comes back on, he'll be joining us as well. Hopefully he'll be able to. I guess we're going to go ahead and start it off with what's everybody carrying today?
Who wants to go first?
I'll go first. I got a strange one. Since it's a Sunday, I don't really leave the house too much on Sundays unless I have errands to run. But I have used a knife around the house a little bit today, and it's Cold Steel Pro Light. That was sent to me by BJ Hill. He sent it to me to try a Tonto because I've never really used a Tonto a whole bunch, and I'm kind of enjoying it. Nice little knife.
If you're gonna go Tonto, Cold Steel is a good place to start.
Especially for the price. What are these, $20?
Yeah, little over 20.
Yeah, not a bad little knife.
Yeah. What about you, Gerald?
Well, I'm carrying the PM2 because it has a black clip on it. Because I've been powder coating, and I figured I'd start out by doing all the things that people say you shouldn't do powder coating to see what happens. So this was part of what I shouldn't do powder coating, and I haven't been using it really. It's been in my pocket a bunch of days to see how the clip is going to hold up at work. But I did work this morning, and I had other stuff on me. I had the Skinny Mannix and trying to remember what else I took. Something else that I use as a beater at work.
I saw your post the other day of those Skinny Mannixes that you did, and then you said that you made the liners black again. I was like, I wonder how he did that. Did he just fucking spray paint them or something? But now it makes sense.
No, I had to... I pretty much had to prep them like you're painting anything. I had to take the coating off, powder them, bake them, and then...
Right. So is it...
It doesn't take a terribly long time. It's setting everything up because I don't have anywhere to keep the whole thing out. So I have to get it out, set it up, use it, and then pack it back up.
Right. So, is it just a big container of powder? Because I know that guys do this for, fishing stuff, too, because I'm into fishing, the powder coat weights and stuff. But it's normally just, a little jar of the paint. How much, or how big of a container is it for that powder?
I don't know. I want to say the container that goes on the gun will probably hold close to a pound of powder. Maybe a little more. Volume size, I don't know, but it's a pretty good size container. I'm sure going by the 1 pound different colors I have, you could probably easily put a whole pound of powder in the cup.
Wow. What you got with you, Jake?
Carrying 2 knives, both of which I actually just opened up. So this one is a loaner, but it's the new, well, not that new, but the OZ Machine Company Roosevelt, which I have been really wanting to check out for a while. This one is number 62. My buddy Jason loaned it to me, and it is ridiculously awesome. Just a fantastic little knife, and I know his books are opening again soon. I kind of want to stop telling people that because I want to make sure I get a spot on his books when they do reopen. But yeah, I think he's in the 70s now on builds, and he just started doing it full time. He quit his day job, and now he's just full-time knife maker, which is cool.
Awesome.
And then I've got this Asher knife on me. This one, Asher Knives just sent to me to review, so I'm checking it out. This one is the Nomad, I think. I keep confusing it with the Sentry because they're really similar, but It's a axis lock, deep carry clip, G10, stainless steel liners, S35VN, and it's on ceramic bearings, which is kind of fun. And yeah, it's fun. I just opened it up, so I'm kind of giving both of these pocket time, start feeling them out so I can get ready to review them here in the next week or so.
I like the profile of that.
It's cool, right? It's kind of like a beefed up bug out.
Yeah, it's
like,
kind of what I was thinking.
Really similar lines and shape and lock type to the bug out.
Yeah, seriously.
But it's not trying to be lightweight like the bug out is.
What does that run?
They're under 100.
Yeah, they sent it to me to review. I didn't buy it with my own money, so I'm terrible at knowing prices.
That's all right.
I want to say they're like 80 or 85.
Sounds right.
That's a pretty decent little deal for what it is, it seems like.
Yeah, ceramic bearings, G10, S35. Yeah, this one's the Nomad, and I think it's $90 in this configuration. But yeah, they even do, like, they've got a little titanium frame lock called the Silva. Everyone keeps telling me to check that one out as well. That one's $98, and it's S35VN titanium frame lock with a deep carry clip on it. They're doing some interesting stuff. So Justin is the guy over there who is kind of behind it, and I've talked to him just a little bit DMing. Seems like a really cool dude, and I had a lot of people tell me to reach out to them because a lot of people were intrigued by these.
Yeah, it's a sweet little knife. BJ says G should trade a Mannix for some of Jake's hair.
That could be arranged.
Jesus Christ. Has anybody gotten anything new lately?
Yes.
Of course you have. What'd you get?
Since the last time we shot, kind of a lot.
Yeah, it's been a month, so.
The Avocado PM2,
Nice.
the Danger Avocado. Everybody knows I have that because I won't shut up about it on Instagram and YouTube. Gotten a couple of Protex. Got a Godson. Really liked this one. I think last time we filmed I had just ordered this, but it's the mirror polished compound ground SNG Protect.
That's phenomenal.
Yeah, I freaking love this knife. It's way too pretty to use. So if I'm being totally honest, I'm probably going to sell it soon because I just feel bad having it sit around so much. But it's been my first mirror polished knife, and it's really, really cool. I got a Kaiser Feist that I traded for just to have a front flipper because I didn't have any at the moment, and it got offered to me. And I don't know if anything else is new that's mine. I've got some loaners around, but I've probably had some new stuff that I've already sold or traded since we last.
Yeah. Anything new for you, G?
Just that 4V Shark. Trying to think. I did pick up this mini sheepdog in my Carta to mod.
Nice.
Although I probably didn't need to get one in my Carta because I'm going to make scales for it too. And I think that's probably about it because the other stuff I got hasn't come yet. So.
Is that one of the Blade HQ ones? Those Micarta sheepdogs?
No, this is a mini, not the regular size.
Gotcha.
I guess the only thing new I've gotten, I guess I don't remember if I had this when we recorded our last one or not, but the 4V native from St. Nick's. I don't remember if I showed this last time or if I had just ordered it.
Yeah, I think maybe you had just ordered it.
Good little knife. I haven't carried it yet because I was stuck on that K390 carry for the longest time. And then like 2 weeks later they announced the G10 one, which I think I probably would have rather got the G10 one because I've already had so many lightweight natives at this point and never had a G10 one. But oh well.
I forgot to mention, but I also got a Bradford Guardian 3 that I'm doing a week-long carry challenge with, seeing how it goes, EDCing a fixed blade. So the one I got, I traded for it. It's M390 kind of like it's DLC coated and then stone washed, and it's got their cool wood 3D scales on it.
The 3D scales are the way to go on those.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people complain about the flat ones, so I wanted to make sure I got
They
them.
are extremely square.
Yeah.
I didn't
These are nice.
mind them, but when I changed to the last one I had was the 3D scales like that, and it was perfect. It was so comfortable.
Yeah. So far, I carried it all day yesterday, and I carried it this morning, but I've been around the house most of the afternoon, so I took it off my belt. But I found that I don't dislike it like I thought I would, EDCing a fixed blade so far.
It's nice and small, easy to
Yeah.
carry.
And because it carries horizontal, it's like kind of disappears.
Yeah.
When I tried it with my Azula 2 back in the day, because I just had the stock like vertical sheath on it, it was not fun to actually carry around.
Yeah.
Yeah, and DLT, I believe it is, has a crewwear exclusive Guardian.
Yeah, if I would have had my pick of the litter, I would have either gotten crewwear or 3V. But this one just got offered on a trade, and it was a pretty solid deal for me, and I've been meaning to try one. So if I love it, I might sell this one and then get choosy about one to keep forever, but we'll see.
Are they still making those in Venatus 4 Extra?
It seems like here and there in limited runs.
I wasn't thrilled with that stuff, but it was nice.
I've never even tried that still.
It's 4V. That's all it is. It's just bowler instead.
Yeah.
They just don't run it quite as hard as like what you can get from 4V from Spyderco. That's emphasizing toughness on a 3-inch blade. It's great.
Wouldn't 3V be just as good then if you're just trying to be a tougher version of 4V?
Yep. Exactly. So why
Soft
not pump the
3V is
hardness
basically
numbers?
3V.
Yep.
That's funny.
They take it to like
Yeah,
62.
Yeah, that's like a conversation all in itself. How come the SOCOM is an awesome microtech, but then they run a weaker stainless steel on it soft to try to make it tougher to fit a roll on a knife that it doesn't fit?
Exactly. Stupid.
Yeah. They'll explain it to you like it makes sense.
Yeah. And people will stand up for it.
Yeah.
Anybody sell anything recently?
I'm always selling stuff.
I know Gerald isn't selling a whole lot right now.
Yeah, I sold I've been making trades and sales. That's how I continue to exist in the hobby and try new things.
Yeah, I hear you.
I sold my Yojimbo 2. I sold that Protex CQC7. What else did I sell?
Have you sold the Tonto PM2 yet?
Yeah, I sold that real quick. I sold my Kapara, even though I love the Kapara. Part of my problem these days is also because I'm constantly reviewing knives, and the way I review knives, I make sure that I carry them a lot and use them to prepare for the review.
Mm-hmm.
Even the knives that I love, that are like personal knives that I own, they just have less chances to get carried because I'm always putting new stuff in pocket constantly. So like the Kapara and the Yojimbo 2 were both knives that I really, really liked, but with all the stuff that's demanding pocket time for me to be able to review it, it just wasn't. It made more sense to turn them into new knives to review than to keep around knives that don't get carried.
Yeah. See, I was that way for a while, and then I decided I was like, fuck it, I'm just going to carry the things that I like, and I'll buy the things that... Because I guess I do longer term stuff than what you do. Like,
yeah.
I carry things for 2, 3, 4 months, and then make a video on it. But you're being a reviewer and not like a steel reviewer, I guess. Like,
right.
The turnaround time on that's a little quicker.
Yeah, I give things a week. So if I'm going to do a full review on something, if it's like a loaner that I'm not going to use, then sometimes I'll push that up a little bit. But I still like to spend a week with a knife and at least be playing with it a lot. I want to have it in pocket a bunch of times. I want to cut several different types of things with it. And I want to like put it through its paces the way I use knives. That way I can speak about it from experience rather than just assuming I know how it will perform based on my imagination. For
sure. I was just telling you guys before the podcast, but I figured I'd say it on the podcast. Just sold my 10V PM2. I'd never really carried it. I just got done with the long-term carry of K390 and was pretty happy with that, and it performed very, very similar. So in my mind, there was no need to have two knives that were almost identical when I know I'm just probably going to carry the one, if that. Then I had the titanium 940 sitting around for a long time, and I decided to sell that because I was trying to get all four for the year of the limited edition releases, and I missed out on the second one. So I was like, fuck it, I'm not going to hold on to it anymore, trying to get the whole thing, and ended up selling that one on eBay.
The second one was the blue one, right? Blue G10?
And it was way more limited.
Yeah.
Dealers had to order a certain dollar amount of knives from Benchmade to get one. And to put it into perspective, the place that I work for is a Premium Plus dealer, and there's only like 50 to 60 of those in the country. And we ordered quite a few knives, and we got one.
Jeez.
One.
Yeah, I'm guessing that that was probably a run of like 100.
Yeah, there wasn't many.
Hmm.
Yep, I wanted that one even though the price was really good on it. I think it was only like $210 or something like that. And I wanted it, but when I figured out I was not going to get it, I'm out. I'll just sell the first one and not worry about it anymore.
Yeah, and I mean, shit, I know online, I've hardly seen any of those things. People post them or anything.
I know.
Very few people.
I think the people that work at the dealers probably snatch those up. I think that's what happened. I don't think a lot of those made it out for sale.
Probably not.
Yeah. It was a stupid amount of money that you had to pay to get one. With all that said, I think while we're waiting on Alex here, we were going to talk about some YouTube comments. I know it's something that we all get. I don't know if we're talking about good YouTube comments, bad YouTube comments. I don't know what way we want to take this.
All of it.
All of it. Because YouTube's a shit show sometimes.
Yeah, I brought it up because the way that I handle YouTube comments, I think is not necessarily the most normal way. I think a lot of people just ignore them, or some people like engage with them and get really worked up about them. I'd probably do it more similar to like what Advanced Knife Bro does, where if you come into my comments and you're snarky and say something offensive for no reason, then I'll like respond to you and kind of call you out on it, but in a funny way. And then sometimes I'll even screenshot it and put it on Instagram just because I think it's hilarious, some of the things that people will say. And so, I don't know, do you guys find that you get worked up by the negative comments? Like, does it ever bother you personally? Because I think sometimes when I post screenshots of them, people assume that I'm like hurt by the things people are saying, and that's never the case. I wouldn't have a YouTube channel if stupid comments could get under my skin. But do you guys find that it's like that it ever crosses a line to be personal for you, or is it just like something that happens? How do you guys feel about it?
I just find humor in it for the most part. Like, yeah. Even if you get some really stupid ones, you get some that like don't agree with you at all, which is fine. Like, people can have different opinions. That's cool. But like, right. You get some that are just rambling on. Like, I had one the other day that was like, I don't know, it was probably a good 300 or 400 words, I'd have to say. And there was like one form of punctuation in the entire thing. And I don't normally like post them anywhere. Sometimes I will, but I'll normally blur out the person's name, so they're not quite as called out on it. But normally I'll screenshot them and send them to like friends or something and be like, what the fuck is he even talking about?
Right.
This one was bad. I might read it here in a minute, but it was whew. I got like 3 or 4 like in a row that were doozies. Yeah,
I feel like they do kind of come in waves. Like, a lot of the time I'll go a week where I only get really positive comments, and probably 95% of my comments on YouTube in general are positive anyways. I thought before starting a channel I was going to get way more negativity than I do, but it does seem like every now and then there's like a day or two where there'll be 4, 5, 6 negative comments, like rapid fire. Yeah. And it's not like I'm making inflammatory videos when it happens, except for the time when I kind of called out Blade HQ. But in general, It's like it has nothing to do with the type of content I'm making. It's just like the a-holes are on YouTube today and they're looking to pick a fight.
Do you ever like have it where somebody will like leave a negative comment on one video and then they'll go watch another video and leave a negative comment on a different one?
Yep.
It's like, dude, if you didn't like the one video, just leave.
The best is when you can tell that they actually watched it too. Like they watched through the second video to leave another negative comment. It's like, this is how you use your time?
God. It's like, all I did was make the time, or to take the time to make the video. You're wasting your time to comment on it, and you're giving me money from watching my ads, so thanks.
Yeah. Yeah, I
made it.
Alex.
What's up, Alex?
Man, I went from no power to no power, and then back to power but no internet, and then you're right.
Well, you made it.
I guess they're doing some kind of conservation of power between 3 and 6 p.m. in LA County or something like that. I don't know.
I read detailed stuff all about that.
Yep. So I made it.
I live in the privileged part of town where they don't cut our power.
He lives where like the little 80-year-old ladies live in Pasadena.
Yep.
Beautiful.
Little women can't have their power shut off.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, it's beautiful in Pasadena. I love that place. So what I missed?
Nothing much. We're talking about YouTube comments right now.
Oh, yeah?
We're talking about, if you ever get, like, negative ones. It's just YouTube in general, like, positive comments, negative comments, like.
So I got my first memorable one, actually, recently.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So this guy, right, he gets on one of my videos. I can't remember which one it was. And, and he makes a comment saying, I don't think I'm going to be subscribed to your channel anymore because your knives are too expensive.
He can't afford it.
Like, well, I got this SOCOM versus TR2 video coming up. That's probably more like the $300 range. And he's talking about knives are $500, not even like like some of the more expensive stuff I have. So, but I kind of ignore it, and then I post another video, and I get an almost identical comment on the next one, like, because I decided, hey, I have a couple of Dirk's knives. I need to get these knives back to these guys so I can move on to my own stuff, right, before I do the TR2 and all that. So I decided to do one of Dirk's custom knives, and same thing, man, like the guy again, another comment, oh my God, another $1 million knife. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Like, why is he even commenting this stuff? Like, he makes himself look like a cheapskate, first of all. Second of all, like, who tells someone what to review on their channel? Like, if you don't like it, just go to another channel. So I was nice, and I said, you know what? Try Slicey Dicey, try, There's a bunch of channels out there that might have more budget-friendly stuff that you might enjoy. And after that, he's like, I know about all those channels. And then I lost a subscriber. I'm like, oh my God, thank fucking God he's gone.
Gaston Montesquieu says, I was thinking of unsubbing because your knives aren't expensive enough.
Oh, well, you know what? Fuck y'all. I got what I got, all right?
See, one of the things that I find the funniest in YouTube comments on my channel specifically, I don't know if it's something about me personally or the way that I am.
Beard, bro. It's
but
the
people,
beard.
There's this thing where for some reason a decent number of people have figured that it's appropriate for them to try to give me advice on changes I need to make to my channel to get them to stay. And
so you're getting the same thing too.
Yeah, so people will for some people it's my hair or my beard, or it's that I sound like I'm from California, or from other people, like, they'll just give me this advice on things I need to change in order to keep their attention. And it's like, first of all, the fact that they think I want their attention, if you're an a-hole who wants to give me unsolicited advice that I've never met in my life, is very pretentious, because I have no reason to believe that they're good at YouTube. I find it really funny. Like there's a lot of people who don't have channels giving advice on how to run a channel. And
why does everybody take it so seriously in the first place? I mean, fuck.
It's free content on the internet.
And his channel's Bearded Gear, by the way. So if you don't like beards, then probably you should stop right there.
Right. Yeah.
So
the pattern of it always being people that aren't content creators telling me how to make my content is what I find the funniest. Where it's like, I don't respect your style because you have no content that you make. Why should I want your advice on how to make mine? Like, if you don't like it, I'm not even going to say bye. I don't care whether you're subbed. I'm making the content I want to make. So the fact that people think their opinion has any value to some random guy on the internet who's making knife videos astounds me. I find it hilarious.
For the most part, it's not like you're even making it for them. You're making it because you enjoy it.
Yeah, it's my hobby.
Yeah.
Like they think you're like, okay, you know, I'm doing this because I want to be the next Nick Shabazz and I want 1 million subscribers. And, you know, not all of us like Dirk, my good buddy Dirk Warning, okay? Me and Dirk have become such close friends in the knife community. I love that guy. But Dirk is trying to make like he's trying to hit the numbers. He's trying to, you know, he's working on like doing he wants to progress, right? Like he's trying to get a big channel, right? And me and him talk all the time, and I always laugh because I'm like, honestly, I want to hit 1,000. After that, I don't give a shit. You know, like after that, it's just 1,001 and 2. It's like it's monetized, so I get my 3 pennies, guys. That's all I care about.
Yeah, that's kind of the way I was too. Like I was really excited to get to that 1,000 number, and after that 1,000 number, like I still check, but I'm not nearly as excited over the numbers anymore that I used to be.
But yeah, then it's more about the content you want to put out, right?
Yeah, I would love to keep growing consistently, and there's no ceiling as to like once I get there, I'm happy. I am also not unhappy where I am, but the content that I make will always be the content I want to make, because creating a YouTube channel to be successful, you're just creating a job for yourself that you're going to be a slave to. Like the second that YouTube's not fun, I don't have to do it anymore.
Right.
And so as long as I'm still enjoying what I'm doing, and if the growth happens, great. But I don't need to like pander to an audience to achieve growth. I just want to make the content I want to make. And if people like it enough to subscribe and watch, excellent. But like, there should be no illusion that I'm making content to pander to an audience, because I never will. It's just not going to be. I don't think any of us are on YouTube to try to amass a giant following and listen to every whisper of what I want to hear.
I'm not going to replace my day job with YouTube anytime soon.
Okay.
I will say this, you know, like if people have constructive criticism, I welcome it.
Yeah.
Because I'm no way an expert in knives in any way, shape, or form. Like the whole idea of my YouTube channel, as my name ensues, is Alex's Knife Box, right? It's my box of knives. That's really what it comes down to. I'm sharing what I have, and I'll show you guys what I like and don't like about it. And most likely, I'm not really like a hardcore reviewer where like I'm gonna point out all this negative stuff, unless it's kind of a big deal, you know, like something where it's sharp and it cuts your hand, or a pocket clip that doesn't work. Like those things I'll talk about. But you know, as far as telling me, oh, you know, I am never going to be a slicey where I'm going to buy every single new knife coming out. As a matter of fact, most of my content is old stuff, you know, or custom one-off, or, you know, a whatever off kind of thing. So, you know, like there's different channels for different purposes. And if you guys want steel testing and stuff like that, you guys already know Tom's channel is excellent. You know, Gerald's channel is freaking excellent. If you guys want to like the newer, later stuff, you know, Bearded Gear is going to be great for that, because he does have actually quite a lot of the newer stuff too. But then he, you know, goes back to some of the classics and the Olamics and this and that. So he'll go high end, low end, whatever end, you know, and I'm kind of the same thing, although I concentrate more on high end because that's what I've been collecting mostly all I've been buying, for the last like year or so, for the most part. But I still enjoy production knives and everything else. So in other words, guys, I think I speak for all YouTubers, present or not. Leave us the fuck alone.
Yeah, there's a big differentiating factor for me. Like you said, constructive criticism is always welcome. I don't have any illusion that I'm perfect at what I'm doing. But constructive criticism is different than just being a douchebag in the comments. People who come to me in the right way and say, hey, I've observed you do this. For this reason, I think it could be better if you enhanced it this way. I love those conversations. That's great. But if you're just commenting some negative thing and calling people names, then I'm not the first person to say that that's an ineffective means of communication on the internet. But don't expect me to want to change anything for you if you're just trying to belittle me in my comment section. I will make fun of you. I'll post it on Instagram. We will all laugh at you together, and then I will have a better day because of it. That's what happens.
STFU. Fuck the world. All right, guys. So, I was gonna prep real hard and do all this crazy scripting and stuff, and I was gonna have a guest. But here's the idea I had today. So for today's episode, we got Jake joining us along, and obviously the atmosphere and everything from, the old podcast to the new podcast has changed. We're a different kind of podcast, and guys, me and the other guys were talking the other day, and some of us were getting tired of doing it every 2 weeks. So we're going to reform this podcast, and that's what today's episode is going to be all about. It's going to be, I think we're going to bring a little more structure back into it like we did in the beginning, which I think will be fun. I was going to bring Dirk on today as a guest, but I thought since I came up with this reform idea, I just wanted us for this episode. And we're going to have a discussion about the way we're going to do this podcast a little bit differently. And we're going to do it in a way where it doesn't burn us out or impede on our personal time with our family. As my child is getting older, she's 3, and, I want to spend a little bit more time every other Sunday, from 3 to 6 or, my time. And then the guys on the East Coast, are doing this on very late time, 6 to 9, right? Maybe even 10 sometimes, or 11. So it's just gotten too crazy, and I think it's burned some of us out, and it takes a little bit of the fun out of it. Now, I think every episode we've done so far has been great and fun, and some of them even hilarious, some of them, stupid. But I think from this point forward, we're going to come up with a little structure of our own and have some fun with it. And, when me and Tom came up with this idea in the very, very beginning, it was just us talking, and then Gerald and Steve were, put on in the very beginning. It was a very fun and exciting thing, and it was crazy and a lot of cussing. And now I think we've grown up and we've moved forward. So we will be doing regular guests, that's for sure. And I plan to bring Dirk on next episode instead. And so what do you guys think are some things? Oh, and one more thing, guys. We are going to do this from now on once a month instead of every 2 weeks because, we're all tired. What do you think?
I think the first Sunday of every month would probably be good, like this one.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that way people know what to expect.
Excellent. The first Sunday of every month. So that will be podcast day for the Sharp Talk. You guys heard it. You good with that, Jake? Gerald?
I'm all set with that, yeah.
Fun.
Yeah,
Dun, dun, dun.
2 weeks did kind of get... Remember when it was weekly, when we first started?
Oh my God, yeah. That was insane, bro.
Oh,
and I would do it. It was fun, but yeah,
you just run out of things to talk about, and having that block of time taken up one of your weekend days kind of sucks. And
yeah. I think that's the biggest part for me is, I love doing the podcast. I don't want to stop doing it, but I do like the idea of doing it once a month because I have other hobbies and things and wifey and family, and then now I just started a new job. Some of you guys follow my channel, you've probably noticed I haven't posted anything in like 6 weeks. And that is because I've been job searching because I got finally laid off from Volvo permanently. So I am now an employee at Mercedes-Benz of Long Beach, where Snoop Dogg resides. And if it's Mercedes, there's a good chance Snoop Dogg will probably stop by.
D-O-double-G.
Yeah. So a lot more hours, in other words, and I've been really busy trying to stabilize out. But I'm going to try to do a video every week once I get myself a little routine going.
Paul says, what is the penalty if you miss a month? How about
Nothing.
How about a T-shirt giveaway? If we miss the show by more than 2 weeks, I think a T-shirt.
Oh, you're talking about the Sharp Talk podcast?
Yeah.
You don't get penalized, man.
If we
we're not even on the clock, bro. Come on.
If we miss it, we're just going to put Paul live for everyone to watch, and
Yes.
Paul's going to do it by himself.
Exactly.
I'll host your stream, Paul, and you can do it.
You know what? I have an idea, guys. And I think we can all agree that Paul needs to be a live guest on this podcast.
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
He's been a follower since like day one.
Yo, you know what we need to do? We need to have a listener episode where we just have people popping on from the chat. That'd be so much fun.
That'd be
I'd be down, but that's a lot of what do you call it? Like popping back and forth.
I feel like I guess I could coordinate it.
It'd be easy with Google Hangouts, right?
Yeah, I could coordinate it.
How many people can you get on at one time with Google Hangouts?
I'm not sure there's a limit, really.
Oh, yeah? We could be like the Brady Bunch, dude. We could have like, 4x4 going on. I'm down. But, I think Paul deserves his own episode.
For sure. Paul, you're getting your own episode.
All right. I've decided, Paul. You're welcome.
That's the penalty for asking that question.
Yep.
All right. What y'all carrying?
Oh, we already got through this. We had... We're just waiting on you, Alex. That's it. What are you carrying?
We just need you.
All right. What were you carrying? Just a quick flash, everybody. I want to see.
Cold Steel, Pro Light.
Oh, yes. That's
Tonto.
cool. I like that one.
Tactical.
Yeah, that's one of the nice
Operator.
places.
From the old days. Operator.
Operator.
That's
That ain't going
one of our
away.
T-shirts. Operator.
I just haven't been shooting in a long time since COVID, so I'm not feeling very operator anymore. What you got, Gerald?
My blue PM2.
Blue PM2?
Yeah, I already went through that because I'm powder coat. I've been powder coating. I did all the things you're not supposed to do to see what happens.
Yeah.
So I took one of the clips that was what I'm not supposed to do. I threw it on the knife, and I've been carrying it to see how it's going to hold up.
Interesting. All right, mad scientist. Can I see it?
Can I see it?
It looks like a blue PM2
Well,
with a black clip on it.
all right. What blade steel is that one?
This is M390.
It's a bento box shop, PM2,
Oh,
right?
it's a bender box. Okay.
Yep.
That's one of my favorites. Jake?
I have the OZ Roosevelt.
Oh, you got one of those, huh?
It's a loaner, but now I need one because it's freaking phenomenal. And then I have a Asher Nomad. These are two I just opened up.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I like that. Simple. Yeah, that Roosevelt, man. That's everybody seems to really love those knives.
I've been telling everybody that's asked me since I opened it that if I don't get on his books, I'm going to cry myself to sleep.
So I actually had a quiet carry drift, which
Super
was
similar
very
line.
similar. Right. I mean, obviously, this is going to feel like a custom where the quiet carry is not. Right.
Yep.
But, and I sold that quiet carry, but he's about to release another batch of them. I think that's going to cure my need for a Roosevelt.
I don't know. Don't get me wrong. I am a big proponent of quiet carry. I love quiet carry knives, but I do not think that. I think they look similar, but I don't think they're going to feel like even close.
No. It's definitely not going to be the same knife whatsoever. Like I said, that's gonna feel like a custom, right? Because it is. But I don't know if I'm going to need that if I have a quiet carry drift. If you catch my drift.
Jesus, knew that was coming.
Yeah.
I knew it.
Wah.
Yeah, I think I need both. So.
All right. Touche. Well,
What about
I'm
you?
carrying something really, really old. I'm carrying an old Bradley Kumara. It's an old ballet song.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys remember these. These used to be
Really,
really hot. And just a really awesome little titanium ballet song. It's like a really slim, like blade stock and carry and everything, a good little USA made. There's no pocket clip on it, but I usually just put this in my coin pocket, fold it up.
You know what's funny, Alex, is we just got those in at the shop.
Oh, really?
Bradley Kimura. Yeah, we got like a steel one, and then we got one that's like a JG10 overlay.
Yeah, those newer ones are really nice. This one, dude, is like one of the OGs. This is like probably 5 or 6 years old, maybe even older.
Really?
Yeah, this is like old. So when I bought this I think in 2015, if I remember right. And when I bought this, it was already discontinued. But sometimes Blade HQ does those warehouse releases, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like discontinued stuff. So they had a batch of these blemish ones, and they were like $110. And I'm like, done. And I still to this day can't find the blemish on this knife.
Really?
You can do some Bally tricks for us now?
Huh?
You're going to do some Bally tricks for us now?
I can open and close it, but I don't throw the shit,
Uses it like a Letterman.
Here you go. Here. See? I could do that.
Oh.
I could do that. And that.
See? That's fancy.
For a competition.
It's it's operator.
It's operator.
Operator. All right. Enough of that. Oh, by the way, I'm got this AC that just kind of plugs into the wall, so I'm sweating buckets right now. It's literally probably 100 degrees in my house.
Hotter now that you did those Bally tricks.
Yeah, I know, man. That's what I'm saying. I gotta calm down.
Dude, look, it's a good thing the one you sent me was dull, because when I opened it up, I'm like, ooh, I can play with it, because I don't have anything like that. I've never been into them.
So the one that I sent you is like heavy though. That's full stainless steel.
Dude, look, I want to say my wife probably flipped it better than I did.
Yeah.
And she doesn't play with those things at all.
I like that thing. That's a BRS bare bones for the people who are wondering what we're talking about.
Cool.
And I sent that thing to. So like the BRS Bally songs are really nice, right? And they're usually titanium, and then they make the channels and all that. But for the people who didn't want to spend the $500-600, they made a stainless steel one, which is super heavy. So when I do the tricks I just did with that BRS one, it literally like bites, like it chews into my finger, and it's the handle, right? Because it's so heavy. So you have to kind of flip them a little bit more gently, but like this titanium one's like so rounded out, there's no sharp edges. You could just like, you know, and I never, even though it's slapping your hand, it doesn't hurt. And then I took it to, or I sent it to Blown Deadline, which does custom weapons for like movies and stuff. They do like Cerakote, make them look like outer space guns and stuff like that. And I had to take the knife apart, send them to pieces, and then they gave it this like old Spartan look where it's like, it looks like it's battle worn.
Oh, that's cool.
So, but then one day I dropped it on the ground and I chipped the tip of it. And the edge is the factory edge, but there's Cerakote over it, so it's dull. So I asked Gerald if he could put a tip back on it and, you know, give it back an edge.
Yeah, I need to finish that up and get it back to you.
Whatever, man. You know, that's just one of my knives. But, you know, it's cool. It's been sitting in my box. I've never carried it since I broke the tip. And it didn't have an edge. So now I'll get to carry it again, which would be kind of cool. It's been sitting in my box probably for, I don't know, 3-4 years. So, yeah, I'm carrying illegalness in California.
Everything's illegal in California.
Wait, there's
Yeah.
here?
But what was this I heard about us getting assault weapons back or something?
I heard that your magazine ban is unconstitutional.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. Whatever. Who cares? So, yeah. So, as far as the new format, guys, we're going to do this right here on the air. Do you guys have any ideas of some things that you guys think are great to change this episode up? One thing I'm going to say is hour to hour and a half an episode, no more 3 hours too.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And another thing too is, you know, for all the listeners that have ideas, just jump on and, you know, Tom, let us know if people have ideas of their own for us to, you know.
And if you're not here live with us, I mean, you can always send any ideas to the Sharp Talk Instagram or any of our individual Instagrams as well.
There you go.
So that way,
They're in my
things can get
comment
shared around.
section. Just call me names with it.
Jake's comment section, but make sure to call him, make fun of his beard before you do.
Yeah, or unfollow his Bearded Gear channel because he's got a beard on.
Yeah. So, Jake, if you shaved the beard, what would your channel name be?
I would have to delete it. That would be the only answer.
15-year-old gear guy. I guess that he would look like he's 15 years old.
Someone asked that earlier, and I said unbearded gear or babyface gear.
Beardless gear.
That's it. Beardless gear.
No, if I ever trim, then it'll stay the same. I doubt I will ever shave clean. That's just not me.
Paul says, I'd say highlight a maker or a knife or something each episode might help get sponsors. I like that idea. I'm not, like, thrilled on sponsors. Like, that's whatever. But, like, highlighting a maker or a knife or something would be cool.
Yeah, I think that's
Depends what they want to give us.
What'd you say, Jake?
It depends what they want to give us.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, that kind of goes into my idea, which was, since we're all YouTube reviewers, every episode we spend like a 2-minute clip each reviewing like just one knife that we want to talk about. Maybe skip like all the acquisitions and stuff like that, right? And we could pocket check or instead of pocket check and new acquisitions, we could just do a quick review of a knife we want to talk about, right? Something you got.
A highlight.
Yeah. I don't know what you guys think about that.
Paul also says talk about something a maker does well, like Microtech and ProTech with autos. By the way, Gaston Monescu says that your new channel name would be Sheared Gear.
Sheared gear.
God.
Man. It is hot.
Props to you for sticking it out, though.
Yeah.
I like the idea of us each picking one knife to highlight. I think that's fun. Like looking over at my right? What I would pick. It's an interesting thought experiment.
Yeah.
Because, you know, what happens is, and it's probably more my fault than the other guys, I'm like, okay, guys, so this week I bought a Giant Mouse GM3, and then I bought like a CKF 520, and then I bought this one, and then I put the order in for the, you know, and then like 25 minutes later into the episode, like my pocket check's over.
Well, shit, that was with doing it every 2 weeks. Imagine what it would be with a month.
I know. And then even some, if you listen to our first episode, I was buying tons of shit then too. At least 4 or 5 knives every episode, every week. That I'd be like, I was buying like crazy. This is the first time I've gone a month and some change without ordering a knife. But I am looking for one. I'm looking for a banter. I want a Wii banter. If anybody who's selling a Wii banter, hit me up.
There's quite a few guys in the Twitch chat that have them.
I don't want no scratched up shit. I don't want the, you know, been dragging out of your back pocket shit. Like, I want a nice new one. I want it like new.
Namaste, it says, it goes on too long, the pocket check part.
See? I thought so too. They're fun, and sometimes we get lost in it and stuff like that. It's awesome, but, you know, just to give it more structure, guys, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Did any of you guys get in on the new Vero Axon pre-order?
Nope. No pre-order, no nothing for me.
I got one.
What color banter are you looking for, Alex?
I don't care. I'll take a black or a white one, but I don't want a black blade. I want a satin blade.
Okay. Paul asked. I know Paul's got one. Maybe 2.
I mean, preferably a bend blue, right? Like, that's the whole idea of that knife.
Yeah.
So, preferably a blue. Preferably. But if it's a brand new, like, oh, I got this spare, you know, one that I bought, it's a black one, you know, with a satin blade, I'm like, whatever. Fucking ship it over. What's your PayPal? You know? I saw one on eBay for $150. I'm like, dude, it's a fucking Wii knife. Like, come on. 100, dude, that's like a, what, like a $38 markup plus eBay fees.
To be fair, it's almost calling it a Wii knife is a stretch too. It's kind of like blurring the lines between Civivi and Wii.
Yeah,
materials and price
but I like the simplicity of it. That's the magic of that knife for me. You know, like, I want to experience it. Maybe I'll sell it. Maybe I'll keep it. But every company that I try, I don't collect sets, right? Like, there's collectors that'll have like every single like PM2 and every steel, and there's, you know, or somebody's got every like Tom Mayo like spirited whiskey, right? And some of those collectors. But for me, I like to try a little bit of everything, but I don't want just one knife from a knife company, because I like, you know, they may make body songs and then autos. So maybe I want 3 or 4 of their models. That's usually what I buy, a little bit of variation of the stuff that they make. It's very rare, but I do on occasion, I'll buy the big one and the small one or something like that, right? So Wii knives and Riot knives, I have boycotted pretty much almost my entire knife career. And I finally come around this last year where I bought a couple of them to try them out. So the Banter is one of the Wii I was thinking about buying, and so was the Mini Buster.
Yes.
You know, I don't want just any Wii knife. I want something like interesting that they make that I can't find anywhere else, right? So that the first one that I actually bought that was actual Wii, not a Wii knife, not like a Wii made knife, was that Synergy 2 with the Damasteel blade and the 3D milling titanium.
Cool.
Yeah, it's all integral, and yeah, that thing's really cool, right? So I was like, well, that's about as high end as much as I'll ever pay for a Wii knife, and I like that integral, so I'll try it out. So I like it. I haven't sold it yet. I haven't reviewed it yet either, though. So I don't know if it's going to chop or off the block or not. But I need like 2 or 3 more Wii knives just to see kind of like get a feel of what they do.
Paul says he has a mini buster for sale.
Okay, Paul, let's talk. Is it a black one or is it a satin one? That's what I want to know, because I don't want a black one either. Because I use my shit, so if I use it, dude, black knives, man, I've had bad experiences. They always fucking scratch right away.
Yeah, they can.
Yeah. Although I will say the mini buster looks really good, all black.
Yes, it does.
It had like little gold accents on it and stuff. Looks good.
He says he has black.
Of course you do. Once you go black, you never go back. Is it cheap, Paul? Is it cheap enough for me to want black? So yeah. So I thought, the kickoff of the episode, you guys and I will all kind of feature something, right? And for you guys that, or like Gerald, like doesn't want to like bring out a new knife all the time, I don't care if he talks about the same knife. Who cares? We'll talk about the steel and whatever. So next part of the segment, right?
Maybe I should do that for you anyway. I'll just pick some knife and just talk about it every single time we have a podcast. Same knife.
I like that. We could do that. Or it could be a steel, right?
Gerald's like, I got this skinny Mannix 2. 1 month later, I got this skinny Mannix 2. Another month later, I got this skinny Mannix 2.
And the next day I got the Maximate Para 3.
No, he just carries skinny Mannix 2s now.
Does he wear skinny jeans while he's rocking skinny Mannix?
No, come on, that's gay. Skinny jeans.
Hey, I don't know. I mean, they could be meant for guys who wear skinny jeans. Skinny on your
man, I'm gonna stick to it. Men jeans are made for men.
What the best one that gets me is the skinny jeans that sag. You got skinny jeans that sag. Like, what is that? I don't
look. I feel like if you're wanting to wear skinny jeans, maybe inside you really want to be a ninja. Just go be a fucking ninja.
Whoa.
BJ says here's what Gerald's carry would look like: 80-15, 80-15, Mannix, blue PM2, 80-15, Mannix. I think he's got you nailed there.
True.
Look, man, I actually carried the skinny Deca Warncliffe this past week.
Is everything you own skinny now?
No.
Not his jeans.
No. Yeah, not my jeans. Never.
You don't know.
Look, man, I'll go ahead and say I think I own 2 pairs of jeans, and that's it. Because I understand it's Florida. Even if it's going to be 30 degrees in Florida, I'm wearing shorts.
Ugh. Can't do that. From an Ohio guy, that makes me cringe.
Yeah, LA is like the desert. Dry and fucking hot.
Namaste said, "Holy smokes, 2020 keeps surprising me." Gerald with the changing carry.
So then after we do the whole carry thing, I think then of course we should try to rotate some guests. I'm gonna shoot for some makers too. Actually, this time around, I kind of went with a bunch of fellow YouTubers and stuff like that before, but I think I want to bring a couple makers on, and I know a few of them, so that'll be a start.
I can talk to some makers as well.
And that should be interesting, right?
We should see if we can get Rick on here.
Which one?
Rick.
Rick?
Yeah.
We'll let Tom ask him.
Who the hell's Rick?
Hinderer.
Oh, Rick Hinderer. Oh, okay.
Oh, Rick Ross.
All right, Rick James.
Yeah, get rickrolled.
Like, that was so not expected, because that's how much I didn't even guess you were gonna say Rick Hinder, because
I was joking.
yeah.
BJ says we need
No.
TikTokers on here.
I am gonna get Rick Hinder, actually. I think that's a great idea.
So that'd actually be kind of cool, but I highly doubt
And
that
I'm
he'd
gonna
come on here.
I'm gonna bring Steve on in that episode too,
Ooh, please.
because you know pot.
Yes, that'd be great. Steve would. Oh man.
Steve, Peter, and Tom, and the rest of us are gonna call out sick.
No, you'll just be there, but you'll be on mute, so you don't get to say anything.
Oh man, so yeah, makers, and then I think we should also have something where we have one not knife related topic we talk about, just for fun,
Hell yeah.
and
that'd be
then
fun.
move into the main topic. Right?
Yeah, Paul says we need a
COVID-19,
knife news section. Yep, you just
Mom's
nailed it.
little hand, Jake's beard,
Yep.
Politics
Gerald's
and
hair.
religion.
I'm excited. I want to do a subscriber
So-
or listener episode. That'd be so much fun.
Yeah,
We'll definitely plan for that very shortly.
Or what?
So, but I'm
maybe
gonna
a-
invite Dirk for next month. I'll have Mr. Warning on, because I invited him this time around, but again, just because kind of wanted to talk about the reform thing. Yeah, I'll bring him on next time instead. And then, yeah, if you guys have ideas of YouTubers or people you'd like to see on the show or hear on the show, I guess, just let us know. And I'm happy to reach out to them. I know somebody had mentioned the Neves once. There's tons of people out there we can reach out to. I'm sure that we.
Paul says
happy to
fake
join along.
sponsor
We've
sections could be funny.
had some pretty good ones. We've had, yeah, we've had good ones, right? We had Eugene Kwan. We had Levon from Knife Nuts Podcast. We had the Advanced Knife Bro, right? We've had quite a few cool people on.
Oh yeah.
So yeah,
Levon was fun.
we just want to step it up a little bit. I think we should also start doing contests for listeners. Contests from one episode to another, right? Like a picture contest or something of that nature. I want to see a picture of Tom with the smallest possible hands you can Photoshop on him possible, right? And the one with the smallest hands to body ratio wins, right? I think that would be the best.
Jesus
It'll
Christ.
be
Come
the
on, Tom.
tiny-
It's like
tiny-
fishing. You can't hold your hand 3 feet out in front of you to make it look
Yeah,
bigger.
you got to hold it out. See, it's all about the angle.
Look, hold on. You're holding a Deca. My hand buries a Deca.
I got a good half-inch sticking out still.
Wow.
You see? You prove us right every time, Tom.
They're not. They're average.
Keep fighting us. Every time you do, you give us more ammunition, buddy. Yeah, show everybody
Average?
how tiny
Come
they
on,
are.
you could
That's
you
important.
could add another finger on that knife. Are you kidding? That's not average.
That's an average woman's size.
he wears large gloves. Youth large.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's rude.
He wears large gloves because he blows on the inside of them and puts rubber bands on the ends of them so that they stay inflated and they look big.
He just layers them. Multiple gloves. Small, then medium, then large.
Exactly.
I think in gloves I'm either a small or a medium. I'm pretty sure. Something like that. I'm definitely not in a large. For
Right.
That's for fucking sure.
So yeah, and I like the idea of highlighting a maker or a company. That's an idea I had actually before a while back, but I never kind of really incorporated that too much. But we could do that, like, maker of the week or something like that.
I think
Production night for the week, whatever.
maybe getting this to work would be difficult, but Paul says we need to get Pete from Cedric and Ada.
That would be fun.
That'd be a lot of fun.
Dude, that'd be great, but that will be rather difficult.
Yeah, because of the time difference, that would be tough.
Right. I mean, that would mean, like, either he would have to come on. Yeah, that would be tough.
Yeah, I don't remember the exact conversion, but I want to say that between us on the East Coast and him, if it's 6 o'clock at night for us, I think it's like, I don't know, somewhere 5, 6, 7 o'clock in the morning for him.
It's 14 hours ahead of us, so 6 here would be 8.
Be 8 in the morning there.
Yep.
If we just did an hour and a half episode, though, and we did it at like 8 p.m. for you guys on a morning that would work for him.
Yeah, because that'd make it like 10 a.m. on a Monday for him.
Yeah.
Or we could always do
if we're putting it live on Twitch, there might not be as many people that would be around to watch it live, but we could record it, put it on YouTube, put it on wherever the podcasts go.
Or we could do it on a Saturday instead of a Sunday.
I think we should start. We should fix our YouTube channel for these episodes and like arrange it, playlist, all that stuff. Are they all up, Tom?
No,
on
I'm like
YouTube?
2 behind.
That's not really that many, actually. That's still pretty good.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe we'll try to make the YouTube channel a little more intuitive. But that might be something I think that would be the easiest way to advertise our new episodes on Facebook and stuff like that, right?
Yeah. Don't we have a Facebook group?
We do, but nobody fucking...
I'm not a part of it.
I haven't been in... I haven't been active in whatever.
Oh, I meant to mention this at the very beginning of the episode, but the Sharp Talk Discord's still up and everything, and it's been more active than ever lately. So if you guys wanted to join that and, just chat, that is in the bio of the Sharp Talk Instagram.
There you go.
So that's been a lot of fun lately.
Nice.
And I try and give everybody an update of when episodes are coming out there. I'll tag everybody. I'll just put at everyone so everyone gets a notification of when we're going live.
Another idea. We need a soundboard. I want fart sounds. I want laughter. I want explosions. I want all that shit.
That might be tough, but that'd be fun.
We can do it.
I'll have to look into that. See what I can do.
I want a soundboard. I want fart sounds, all that stuff.
I'll have to look into that. See what that would entail.
You guys heard it live. The reformation of the Sharp Talk podcast with fart sounds in 3D.
Listen, if Teslas can have fart sounds, we can have fart sounds. Have y'all seen that?
You
can reconfigure your Tesla, like instead of like a blinker sound, it's a fart sound.
A fart sound?
Yeah, like it's in the menu. Like
the sound is a fart.
Yeah. So instead of like
hit
the little
blinker and it's a fart sound over and over.
Yes.
You're fucking with me.
No, look it up.
I work in the car business, like I should know these things.
Look it up. That's crazy.
Yeah, there's a whole suite of things you can do.
What kind of a fucked up world do we live in where you have the option to have a fart sound as your blinker?
Hey, you know what? You know how funny that would be for somebody who's not expecting it, though? You, like, turn on your blinker, and your passenger's like, what the fuck?
I know, but that's a gag, bro. This is a piece of OEM equipment.
Mm-hmm.
The fart sound.
It's built in there. So, I mean, you
the
can change it.
The real tragedy of the whole thing is that it's taken this long to finally have fart sounds for a blinker.
I agree. We need that as a horn as well.
I mean, if I was a service writer at Tesla, I would be setting that thing on each and every single car I came across, right? Like, or when you're the tax or the porter, the guy in the car wash, I'd be putting that fucking fart sound on every time, dude. Every fucking car.
Paul says, y'all need better mics. No more built-in laptop mics.
I have a better mic. I just didn't feel like digging it out of my night box.
Okay, wait, hold on. We got to back up. I don't even have a laptop.
No, he uses his phone. And Paul, that's the exact webcam I have. That Logitech C920.
And Paul, I will take free equipment and use whatever you buy me.
So if it's like native, like obviously coming from my side, that's native. So this is what it like looks like with. Like I don't know if you guys see it because like it depends on your internet.
Man,
But
you know,
this is how it looks.
do you guys remember when we were using freaking what was the other thing we were using before, Tom?
Skype.
The other app? Skype, yeah, I remember, and it would like cut each other off every time we were talking.
Oh, that was such garbage.
Dude, this is a huge improvement.
Google Hangouts is like the move, but the only thing I miss from Skype is having the like each individual window for everybody.
Oh yeah, yeah,
That's
I
the only
like
thing
that
that I
too.
miss.
Yep, I like that too.
Paul
There's gotta
goes,
be a way you could do
Paul
this.
goes, Alex doesn't even use the better stuff he already has.
Exactly.
Jesus.
It's hot, Paul. All right, I didn't feel like walking all the way over there and unraveling my mic because it's hot and I'm trying to conserve water. I'm in the desert right now.
A mic is on my list of things to get very soon, so should be coming. Hopefully, if we're filming monthly, then hopefully by the next episode.
Yeah.
That'd be perfect.
So, what else, guys? What else? We need a fucking song, bro.
Wait, if you wanna make a song, you go for it.
We need a damn song.
I just want Gerald to hum.
You want me to what?
I want you to hum our song.
No.
No.
This is
Nope, not gonna happen.
This is gonna get dark so quick.
God.
OMG.
Paul says he can send Gerald some Gen 1 AirPods.
Sweet, man.
They're only on Gen 2, so it's not like you're that far out.
That's so yesterday. All right. So, other than better audio, which, something we definitely can consider, usually I'm in a place where I can have a little bit better audio, but right now my living room is close as I can get to the AC without letting it blow everywhere. That's what she said.
Damn, beat me to it.
So, any other ideas, guys? Any other ideas?
I don't think so. Really, like just
Pretty
getting
good,
everything restructured, and then like the audio thing for sure.
So I think with the way I'm going to do guests is I'm going to do every other episode as a guest, right? One episode, all of us. One episode with a guest. One episode, all of us. One episode with a guest.
That'd be cool with me.
I like that.
Right? So, because, when we have a guest, we want to concentrate on them and make them feel special and all that. But then I want to have an episode where we can all fuck around and, not have to be so nice and polite. Whatever. So, yeah, every other episode, guest. So next episode is guest. The one after that, no guest.
Gotcha. That'll work.
Is that how every other works?
Yes. That is how
I
it
was
will
unsure,
work.
to be honest. I'm glad he explained it.
Well, in this kind of age,
The one after that would be
guys, in this day and age, you have to tell people to breathe air after opening a door. People need directions for everything nowadays. So, and you got to understand, my job is telling people, selling repairs and telling people why they should buy, tires when they're showing metal, or, why it's important to replace your brake pads when they clearly completely ripped out of the caliper and the brackets and everything because you've driven it on metal for so long.
Hey, it's fine.
Like those,
Car's still stopping.
common sense is just so non-existent now. So, I'm just trying to appease to everyone, just in case.
It's for the best, honestly.
Yes. You need warning labels on everything.
Was that why California puts cancer warnings on everything?
Huh?
So is that why California puts cancer warnings on everything?
Yes. Yeah, when I first saw that, I was like, the fuck?
BJ said something like that earlier. He says if it's not illegal, it causes cancer in California.
That's false, man. Even if everything causes cancer, there's no exception in California.
What if air causes cancer and it just takes 70 to 100 years to kill us?
It does. We have terrible air quality. Come on. Why do you think there's more of everything now? So, off topic for today. Where did COVID-19 come from?
China.
It's the China virus.
Okay. So, is it China, the seafood market? Or is it China, the laboratory next to the seafood market that makes bioweapons?
Laboratory?
Laboratory.
Because that's way cooler.
It's way cooler.
It makes way more of a story than a bat.
It's true.
It does. But let me tell you something, though. I don't believe in the bad shit. Let me explain to you why. People have been eating crazy shit like for ages, for thousands, for millennia, right? I mean, there's no way that you eat a bat and then all of a sudden, some new sickness happens. Because people have been eating bats, again, for thousands of years. In that very region, actually. Now, I'm not eating no bat.
Yeah, I don't think the bat is any more likely than a facility where they specifically test and work on viruses. It's not that big of a leap to make that a virus could escape from a building where they work on and test viruses.
It's very plausible.
It just seems like it broke out so fast and so hard. It just seems to be like, something engineered.
Yeah.
But then again, we do fly everywhere, right? Like transportation is, constantly like flowing everywhere. So I guess any virus would spread really fast at this point.
Yeah, we don't make it difficult for that kind of shit to spread, really.
Yeah, when Joe Rogan had, what's his name? I think it's Brett Weinstein. They had a really good conversation about it, and I think it's Brett Weinstein. Anyways, he's a literal biologist who follows the science very closely. When he talked about the nature of the virus itself and how the way that it acts pretty acutely suggests that it was developed in a lab environment because of the things that kill it, the things that it responds to, the things that help it to spread. It seems to be adapted to an indoor lab environment, which is part of why UV rays kill it very effectively. So if you're out in the open air, it's almost intransmittable. Whereas if you're indoors, super transmittable. So it is a really interesting part of that podcast. They talked about a lot of things, but I certainly think it's highly plausible that it was created. Whether that was out of malice that it got out is a totally different subject. I don't think that it was the Chinese government taking a lab-created virus and trying to wreak havoc on the world, per se. But I think there's a lot of evidence to suggest that it didn't actually come from somebody taking a bite of a bat in a market.
Yep. Totally agree with that, 100%.
It just sounds silly to hear that.
Well, it's just an insult that people think, that these people think we're that stupid to believe that shit, I mean, I don't know. I think anybody who's educated a little bit can definitely smell something's not right at the very least. So, all right. What new knife recently has surprised you, or is there a knife you guys feel like talking about you've played with recently you really like?
Actually, yeah.
Let's hear it.
The new Sog Pentagon.
Wow, a Sog, huh?
Very impressed.
I keep hearing that.
Very, very impressed. Like, I wouldn't put it on par with some of the other stuff in its price category. Like, it's $175, I think, for the one with XHP. But it is way, way, way nicer than anything that they were producing in the past 5 years.
Yeah. Can you pull up a picture of it?
Yeah. Nice detent to it. Like, flips well. It's got an axis lock, or as they call it, the XR lock. It's very nice.
Is it better than the axis lock, or is it not as good?
I wouldn't
It's
quite.
different.
It's different?
It's different.
It's got
Yeah.
the
Well, you
part of
remember
it-
they used to do the arc lock, right?
Yes.
I have an arc lock. I have an old Sog Stingray that I owned from years ago that has that arc lock, and that thing was really cool, man. It would drop the knife like really nicely.
There you go.
So
So it's got
So-
that. It comes in OD green or black.
there it is.
It's got that
cool.
that dagger grind. And I know it's kind of
Oh,
hard to tell on here, but the back edge of the tip
Dude,
is
that
actually
looks-
sharpened.
That almost has like a design cue from Bob Terzula.
Yeah, a little bit.
Blade, right? That clip is.
Oh, it's the clip I'm not thrilled about.
I mean, it's okay, whatever, right? What's the actual sale price? Because I know this is full retail, right?
I think Blade HQ has it for that price. So I know we do at the shop. Let me look. I guess I could just go back.
What would you compare it to, Tom? Like a full size Griptilian, or?
It's a little bit bigger. Like
Wow.
it's pretty large. It's probably I'd have to say it's probably 3 3/4, and they have it at 3.5. Yeah, 174.95
Right on.
is what they're charging.
That's
So
a cool knife.
it says 3.5, but it's kind of big. Almost 8.4 inches overall.
Yeah, that's a big handle,
It's pretty comfortable too. It's pretty basic.
right?
I was pretty impressed with it. For compared to what they've been putting out, pretty impressed.
Yeah, it's I like their spin on the axis lock. It looks more like a slide.
I
Oh,
think,
yeah.
I
There
think
you go.
I'm more in line with that Seal Tack XR though. Like that's more my style compared to.
Yeah, I think me
this.
too. Although that Tonto is really cool for a Tonto. It's
I think it says Vision
not my style as
XR.
far as the way it looks for me, but it looks very functional.
There you can see that sharpened back edge too, just a little bit on the tip.
Oh, is that how they do it?
Yeah, just a tiny bit.
That's cool.
Just different.
Very, very interesting.
Can I say one of my pet peeves, not to pick apart this knife specifically, but when companies put a loop over style deep carry clip on a knife and then they position it down the knife so far that the loop over deep carry clip doesn't go to the butt of the knife, I don't understand why that's a thing. Like if you're making the point of it in my head is to get it to ride deep in your pocket. So when you then position the clip further down the scale, this doesn't make any sense to me.
This is another one that kind of impressed me. We just got both of these in at the
Is
shop.
that the new Trident?
It's the new Trident.
That's cool.
The handle feels a lot less cheap. The spring is very, very strong, as most Sogs are.
Right.
It just feels so much more solid. Like it just feels much more well built.
Does it come with a satin blade too?
No, it's operator only.
Oh.
It's either
Whoa,
black with the red
whoa.
accents or all black.
Whoa.
But
That's cool.
and
That is a nice piece.
if you've held a Trident before, This is a much larger knife, 3.7-inch blade.
Oh, that is much bigger.
It is huge.
Yeah.
It
The
says,
Trident's kind of a
it
smaller.
says 9.03
mid-size.
ounces, but I think they mean inches. It
Yeah.
also says handle length 5.3 ounces.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's a big knife.
Well, I'm really happy to hear that Sog is coming back because, in all honesty, throughout the years, I've had a couple of really cool ones. I had the Architect. That was that VG10 Damascus one with the arc lock. That was a really nice knife. I still have the Stingray, which came with like a Samurai VG10 blade and like a mother of pearl inlay. Like their Japan-made ones were really cool. And I secretly had an infatuation with some of those big ones they made too, like the Tomcat, right? And like those 4-inch blade ones. Those things are really cool. But looking at this stuff, it looks like very functional, very sleek looking. It looks quality. I think it looks definitely much better, like quality than buying like a Kershaw or a CRKT or something like that. And before, when you were buying like those cheap Sogs, those sub $50 ones, they would fall apart very quickly. So
I was pretty happy
cool.
to see that they're upgrading like steel and stuff too. Like I was kind of a little disappointed on this year because like this knife right here used to be it was BDZ1 last year, and now they moved to D2, which some people would say it's an upgrade. I probably wouldn't say that, but so it's Cryo D2, and then they also have the carbon fiber version in S35VN.
How's the action on those things? Like, how do those pivots feel? I know they're assisted, right? But they could still.
No.
This isn't assisted, and neither is the.
Oh, it's not?
No, neither is the Pentagon.
Oh, that's cool.
So these are just manual flippers, and it's very hard to nail a manual flipper with an axis lock.
Right.
Because there's no detent.
Right.
But they did a decent job on these. I think it's as good as I've seen on an axis lock flipper. Because Benchmade couldn't get it with that 300. That one was a complete piece of shit.
Carbon fiber S35VN 3-inch blade, $85.
Yes.
That's incredible.
That's last year. It was this with that BDZ1 blade.
Right.
It's just very. Paul says it seems way too expensive for what it is. I would say so, other than this model. This Terminus XR for $85 with S35VN and carbon fiber.
Dude, that's fantastic.
It's
even got a deep carry clip and all that.
It's a carbon fiber laminate, to be fair, but
that's fine, man.
Yeah.
Spyderco never gets hit for it.
Nope.
Why should they?
My biggest complaint about those is that loop over clip they have on there. If you put that thing in your pocket, the material of your pocket always gets stuck in that clip.
It can. Yeah, I have like the Sog Quake XL, that big monstrous thing that has a clip just like that. It can. But I just pulled mine out a little bit, and it has plenty of tension. But I did have to pull it out a little bit because, like Gerald said, like in between the lettering is where it would get caught up on the pants. But yeah, that's definitely. I wouldn't mind buying one sometime this year of some sort, just to check it out and review it.
Did y'all realize on a couple of these models now it doesn't say SOG anymore?
Yeah.
It studies and observation group.
Yep.
The Terminus still has a big SOG logo, but this doesn't.
Bob did an interview with the guy who's revamping SOG.
Mm-hmm.
And it was actually really interesting. And that was one of the things is he wanted it to say more of Special Observations Group more than he wanted to say SOG. So that's something he's really pushing.
I'm proud of them for what they're doing. They're bringing back a dead brand.
Right.
I'm still not going to buy anything like that for that price, but hey, they're trending in the correct direction.
I might buy that $85 one. That's actually pretty.
I know. That's a good deal.
That's not bad.
I really like that knife.
A beat around knife, that's freaking awesome.
The Terminus XR is very, very nice.
Yeah.
Someone said to check out this Flash.
Yeah, I keep hearing about the Flash too.
This
I
is
like the
assisted.
blade shape and the handle shape on that.
And then they're putting their lock on the spine this year.
Yeah, I noticed that. I don't know if I like that or
I'm not
but
thrilled about that, but it's whatever.
yeah.
Like Benchmade does the same thing, but theirs is like that slide. This is like a lever that you push down here, and this side would pop up.
Right.
Look, my big thing is just let people do what they do and get rid of the damn lock.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, true.
Like, if you can't operate a knife and you need a lock, then you just don't buy a folding knife.
And there's the new Aegis.
That thing is ugly.
In this colorway, this is terrible.
Yeah.
Oh, they've also got a poop green one.
That looks like a very cheap like knife that you could put in your like fishing box or something like that,
With,
you know?
with the way the lock comes out of here, and then the way that this lanyard hole comes out, it looks like a fucking mermaid. It's got a fin. It's got a tail.
Yeah, right?
Especially in this color.
Yeah.
Ugh. Yeah, not thrilled with that.
But I do like the Flash. I like the new Trident. I like the Pendleton. Yeah, I like what they're doing. It's cool.
I might buy that Pentagon.
That Trident looks pretty impressive too, actually.
The only thing that stopped me from that is it's just D2. I despise D2.
Yeah.
Not thrilled
Right
with
on.
it.
Jake, you got a knife to talk about?
I mean, the Roosevelt that just opened today is really impressing me.
All right. I'm going to click on his thing here. All right. So talk about it. Let's hear it, man.
There's a couple of things happening here. Thing number one.
First of all, who's that knife belong to?
This is from my buddy Jason. He's one of the guys behind the Millie Club.
Oh, cool.
So the anodizing on it, you can see it's black handles, but it's not always gold. Anodized accents, all the hardware, the backspacer, the clip. And this anode, I've never seen anyone pull off a gold like this. Like normally people go bronze when they anodize titanium. And then if you get like finger smudging on it, it turns kind of purple. This one turns this like orangey, like salmon pink color when you get your finger oils on it. It's just a really different finish than I've seen anyone accomplish on titanium hardware. And then I love middle finger flicking knife, and this one is incredible. Middle finger flick, everything on it is smooth. Windows are fantastic. Stupid thing behind the edge, really sharpened. The game on it. It's a Z-Finish blade, which is kind of a cool different feel, basically a C200N. Yeah, I don't know. There's like everything that's done on this knife feels like it's within my preferences.
Right.
The shape, the ergos, the way it carries, everything on it is really, really good. It's probably the most excited I've gotten about a knife since the Arius, if I'm being honest. And the Arius is my favorite knife. So.
No, I know a lot of my other like high-end collector buddies love those knives. What's the price on that guy? I think they can go anywhere from what, like 7 to...
No, so they base at 500, at least the last time his books were opened. And then there's a ton of variants in terms of what you can do. He works with a huge array of really exotic materials and different carbons and Timascuses and all kinds of stuff. So if I had to guess, this one was probably like $600 because it's not crazy, but it's got a couple of little things done on it. But I think he even worked with a couple of different steels, ton of different finishing options. And engineering wise, it's like there's a couple of really cool things. So like the Sabenza 31 uses a ceramic detent ball on the lock interface, right? Instead of having a hardened steel interface. This one has 2 ceramic balls so that your lockup is 2 points against the hardened interface on the blade, the lock cut, right? So it's like there's just literally, it's an insanely solid lockup, and it also
I've heard of that.
translates into a really cool detent. So the way that it fires, it has this sound about it, super crisp. I don't know, it's just like supremely fantastic, and it's really slim with the glove, but it still fills the hand well because it's tall enough. I don't know. There's a lot of good happening here.
Yep. Has he had any talks of reopening his book soon, or?
Yes. So he keeps saying it's right around the corner. And I know a lot of people are keeping their eye on the email notifications because that's the way with his newsletter that you're supposed to be able to find out. So I am one of those people.
Right on. Excellent. That is a very nice little knife, and I've been paying attention to it. I think the first one that I saw was a while back when Dr. Franke reviewed one.
Mm-hmm.
It had that green Timascus all over it.
Yeah.
Green's always my favorite color, so I was like, oh, what the hell is that? Very cool.
Yeah, and he's getting quicker about cranking them out now that he's doing it full time too, because he quit his job. He's just making knives now,
Wow.
which I love. But I love hearing that more people are entering the scene, and then to experience his knife and see how good it is. I just want to encourage that.
Right. All right. Gerald, what kind of knife do you want to? Any knives that kind of stoked you, or you're proud to show, or anything like that? Do you have a particular knife you want to talk about?
No, I'm good.
All right, good. All right. Well, I guess I could go grab something real quick and talk about it.
You go for it.
All right. So, all right. Here's the knife I'm going to talk about. Are you ready for this?
Let's see it.
All right. I mean, I don't want none of those, like, I'm a baller, you know, like, it's $1 million knife jokes, okay? None of that. It's a Macusta.
I'm unsubscribing.
Oh, it's a Macusta katana. Now, you may say whatever you want to say, my little man, Mr. Little Hands, but, you know, there's a lot of people who really appreciate this knife. Now, one of the most highest end collectors that I know of, on YouTube anyways, is like Jim Skelton. Jim Skelton did a full review on one of these, and there's a very good reason why. This knife, minus the pocket clip, is excellent. It's sharp out of the box. It's got this really cool kind of jade green aluminum, and you can get them in blue. And it's got this semi Damascus blade with a VG10 core, all for the low price of 100 and I forgot how much this thing was. I think it was $130 or something like that.
I think the blade on that looks cool, but everything else is a little tough for me to swallow.
That's right. That's right, baby. The Macusta. So, yeah, it's not for everybody.
Paul put the link in. It's $127.
Oh, there you go. Even cheaper. So, but back when these came out, like many, many moons ago, I probably bought this in like 2014 or something like that. They were like $150.
Is that the one that's San Mai, Alex?
What's that?
Is that San Mai?
Yeah.
Nice. Very cool.
It's kind of cool, like how they do it, you know? And I will say this knife is ridiculously sharp. Like, it's really, 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 really sharp.
Good old VG10.
Yep.
Ooh, you just sent another one that's kind of neat.
But this clip being part of the liner is just a monstrosity. I'm like really tempted to actually just cut it off. And, I'll just use like a clip slip or something. But, like, I don't know if you guys have this, but I have what I call Alex's knife box of shame. And they're shameful knives.
So what I have is Tom's knife roll of shame. And like,
oh, you have a knife roll of shame?
A knife roll, like all my good stuff's like at the top, and the bottom row is for the shameful stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, and for some reason, like, I mean, some of that shameful stuff is hard to sell anyways, but sometimes you just don't even want to bother. You're like, nah, just keep it.
That's exactly where I'm at. I've got a case trapper in there. I've got a CRKT M16. I've got an Ozark trail knife of some sort. There's some real pieces of shit in that bottom row that just never see the light of day.
Dude, that would make a great episode right there. The knife Hall of Shames.
It's bad. The M16, to be fair, is not that bad.
Quartermasters. I got some Quartermasters, gents. Yes.
I used to have more knives in my junk drawer of knives, but I got into the habit for a little bit of like if I would do a knife deal with a friend and they would buy something or I'd trade something, I would just chuck a disgusting knife in the box with it and then let them deal with owning it.
Nice. So, good idea for an episode, right?
Absolutely.
All right. Well, you guys got anything else?
I don't think so.
All right. So we'll come back in a month, refreshed and scripted and everything, as we say every time. But we will.
Yeah, this time we did.
And yeah, we'll bring Dirk along and see you guys all then.
Paul asked if we're going to do the custom knife for Christmas again this year. We're almost at a full year for the Rat 2. I appreciate you for reminding us, Paul.
We're going to do the Rat 2 by Christmas of this year.
Yeah.
Let's do the Rat.
We'll get Jake in on this one, so we'll have 5 to swap around.
Right. We're going to customize the Rat 2.
Yeah. So you buy a Rat 2 and do some sort of customization to it. It can be ugly. It can be functional. Just don't make it dangerous. And then
right, like the kind like you push a button, the blade falls off, and you're in the foot.
I'm gonna make it like the Call of Duty tactical knife that shoots out of the handle.
Yeah, like a ballistic knife.
CO2 powered.
I forgot what those are called.
It's a ballistic knife.
Ballistic knife, yeah, that's what it is.
Illegal in all 50 states.
Yes.
Don't know why.
Originally engineered in Russia.
See, I feel like you got the hookup for one of them.
Yeah.
I'll put a pistol brace on it, and then it'll be legal.
Yeah. Can't shoulder it, though.
I haven't bought a Russian knife in a long time. It's been at least over a year since I bought a Russian knife. I'm way overdue.
I still haven't bought one.
I did sell my my Ruski in the S125.
I really considered buying that from you.
You should have, Tom. I would have given it away to you. All you had to do is say, how about 400? And I've been like, all right.
You're like, fine, how about 3?
Nah,
and then I would have taken it.
That's a little low. Yeah, no. But, 400, I would have given it to you for that.
I considered it.
But you didn't seem like you wanted it enough, so.
Yeah, that's whatever.
Then some guy, is just like, hey, I want it, but I cannot give you any money until next Friday. I'm like, that's fine. I don't even really, I'm not actively, posting it that hard right now anyways. So, like clockwork, he hit me up. He's like, hey, I have the money. What is your PayPal?
Did you send it back to Russia?
I'm like, well, I'm not going to tell you anything. All right? I'm not telling you anything. He said, no problem. Just give me your PayPal, and I won't break your legs. So I gave him my PayPal, and then I sent him the knife.
So did you sell it to the Russian mob or something?
He had some kind of Eastern European name, some name I don't even recognize where it's from.
Interesting.
So he wasn't Russian, but he was something else, like Croatian or maybe something like that.
Interesting.
And because of his name, right? He's like, I'm like, I am shipping this to the U.S., right?
Mm-hmm.
He's like, why does everybody ask me that? I'm like, don't get offended, man. I said, it's probably because you have that name.
Oh, Jesus. All right. So we're at an hour and 45.
All right.
Right in that sweet spot of hour and a half to 2 hours.
Right.
Next episode, we'll have our new format and everything.
Yep.
Perfect.
And dude, by next episode, I want a soundboard, Tom.
I'll see what I can do.
That's the first order of business.
I'll see what I can do.
Fart sounds, explosions, Gerald's dog snorting, all that stuff.
Well, he wasn't in here this time to snore.
Yeah.
Well,
no, but I saw him poking out.
I'll try and get it. I'll see what I can find for free.
All right. Sounds good.
All right.
All right, guys. Well, Tom, do your thing. Wrap this baby up.
Thank you, everyone, for popping in the Twitch chat. We had a bunch of you in here today. I think it's because of everyone advertising that we're actually going to put on an episode this time. So thank you guys for tuning in the Twitch chat. You can go ahead and shoot us any ideas on the Sharp Talk Instagram or any of our personal Instagrams, and we'll see if we can integrate it into the episodes if we like the idea.
And you better do it before next episode because final format's next episode. So
yeah, you got a whole month.
That's a 1 month, guys.
So we will see you guys in 1 month. It will be the first Sunday of October, and that will be October 4th. So see you guys October 4th.
See you then.